Now, let's dive deep into this big LGBTQ story for today. I'm Francesca D'Amore, and let's queer up the worldview. Eurovision bans onstage display of pride flags, sparking LGBTQ backlash. A new policy from the Eurovision Song Contest has sparked outrage in the global LGBTQ community. This year, contestants at Eurovision will not be allowed to display pride flags on stage or at official events. This change is according to new guidance from the European Broadcasting Union, or EBU, which organizes the contest. Performers and their teams can only show the official flag of the country they are representing, whether it's on the main stage, in the green room, or at the turquoise carpet event. The EBU claims the rule is meant to ensure clarity about which country is being represented, but critics say it goes much further. The new rules also ban expressions of solidarity with Palestine and Ukraine. However, audience members at this year's event in Basel, Switzerland, will be allowed to wave any flag allowed under Swiss law, including pride flags. Still, LGBTQ+ rights groups are calling foul. Dutch group COC Nederland called the policy ridiculous, saying it's like banning people from holding hands or wearing earrings. Maria Sjödin, the executive director of Outreach International, put it bluntly, quote, "Limiting expressions of support for equality through flags, colors, or words weakens the spirit of Eurovision, which thrives on diversity, creativity, and freedom," end quote. You know, this is so crazy because if you've watched any Eurovision contest before, there have been so many diverse contestants and winners, drag queens, openly bisexual people, trans, lesbian. So I don't know. Do you think this might be just in alliance with what's happening in the world and in Europe as well, you know, with anti-LGBT policies or thoughts? I don't know.
Or could this be like a safety measure for no attack? I mean, I'm trying to look at it. I'm trying to give it another look, you know, with, like, you, to your point, with everything that's going on, like, for lack of it, let's tone it down so everybody can participate. And then, you know, if this blows over, then we can uplift. I don't know, because hearing you speak about it, you said they were so inclusive. You could self-identify without fear. You could represent yourself through your attire, your flag, your personality, your talent. Now they're just stopping it. So, I mean, could this be like, could we forward think like maybe this is a safety measure?
It could be. That's an interesting way of looking at it. I'm looking at it also from a viewpoint of...
While you were reading, I didn't hear hate. I just said they just said, like, you can't do it. You, like, don't bring your flag.
You know, you make an interesting observation, and I will say one of the things that this story and issue reminds me of is similar to what we're seeing in different places, including Florida, to ban pride flags. And the reason why they're doing that is they want to take the politics of rainbow activism out of the discord. And it feels like Eurovision is kind of thinking that, but they've found a very weak defense. We want to make sure that everyone knows you're from Canada, so you can only fly the Canadian flag, because we don't want to confuse the reader, or the viewer, rather. It seems like it's such a lame
it's
answer.
An insult to the viewer that the viewer wouldn't be able to tell.
Yeah, exactly. And as it relates to the question about, is this something that we're seeing going on around the world, I will just make the connection that a very positive thing is happening internationally. There is a growing rejection of MAGAism and Trumpism. All over the world. Australia had an overwhelming rejection of the Uber candidate. Canada had a very significant rejection, largely saying, hell no, we don't want to be your 51st state. And France has done it, and there's growing intent. Poland just eliminated its last LGBT free zone. So there is a very more diverse, inclusive mentality going on in many places in the world. Eurovision may be caught up in that transition of going, oh, wait, maybe we went too far here by saying that, because we're seeing around us that there is greater and greater support.
For sure.
Yeah.
And I don't think that it's going to take on, it didn't take on in Florida this year. House Bill 75 was rejected,
Yeah.
So third year in a row.
Yeah.
That gives me a lot of hope that the rest of the world is taking suit as well.
Yeah.
And the country as well.
Yeah, and of course we all hope that that'll be the case. One interesting thing for viewers that do not know Eurovision, it's the most popular television program in Europe by far. There's nothing even close to it. It's one of the most popular song contests. In the height of American Idol in season 1 and season 2, American Idol wasn't even close to Eurovision in its importance and viewership. So this is a big deal in Europe. And it's going to be interesting to see, because as this is implemented, I just can't even begin to tell you, like when you said there's been so much diversity, how badly this rule is going to be bastardized, because there's going to be performers that are going to say, hell no, and whoop, out comes whatever flag that they want.
Or dressing in rainbow colors.
Yes, you know, so.
There are ways you can get around it.
Yeah, exactly. But it'll be interesting to watch. And at the end of the day, a rainbow flag, how does that harm and hurt somebody? I just don't understand it.
Skittles.
That is a big LGBTQ story for today. There is no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBT stories by subscribing